Okay, let's continue on this discussion with looking at the Big Bang. And remember, we're starting with the patterns and cycles. So as I'm looking at this, where's the pattern? Where's the cycle? Where are we going with this? And you're going to start seeing from from this video onward, how I'm beginning to see that there's one particular note that seems to appear quite frequently. And it starts with this video. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen again. That's not what I was looking for. There we go. All right. So before we go on to the next one, because we're doing the Big Bang, if you like these videos, please share them with others. Subscribe to the channel. If you can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. All the links are below this video. And then sign up for the newsletter. And I have a frequency mini series that's going on in the newsletter. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and pull the screen back on the Big Bang. And this is video number 2 out of 7. And I'm going to introduce you to the World Science Festival, where a gentleman by the name of Mark Whittle, who's a cosmologist, was speaking. These are some of the things that he said. Sound waves are present from the expansion, which is the Big Bang of the universe. This thing is covering up some of my words. Hope it's not covering, my little bar that says share screen. Gravity is the driving mechanism. It's a falling and bouncing out again, much like organ pipes, but they're spherical. They're spherical pipes. They're not, and it's spherical all the way around. The early universe behaved like a musical instrument, but at 50 octaves lower than our hearing range. And the first harmonics, and you saw me show a picture of the harmonic series in the first video, the first harmonics from the original sound were the minor and the major third. And when I first heard that, it wasn't a big deal, but eventually it does become a big deal. Okay, there's a picture of Mark Whittle at the presentation. Again, I will put a link to this particular blog post. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the blog post, you can click on that link and it'll take you right directly to where he begins to speak. And this was shortly thereafter. And then I screenshotted. I need to move me higher. Keep forgetting I have to do that. Then I screenshotted the things that he had up on the screen behind him. This is an example where he's talking about dark matter's gravity and gas pressure make the primordial sound. And their gravitational field seems like 4 valleys. And then he shows you the process over here in the right-hand side where gas falls in and bounces out, creating and making the sound waves. And you can see the spherical things that he's talking about and how this acts like an organ pipe. And then he talks about the primordial sound of the Big Bang. And these are the harmonics that are present. And I don't understand all the math that's behind all of this, but this was at the moment of the Big Bang. And here's the fundamental frequency. And then there's the harmonics that come out of it. And here's a picture of a pipe organ. And obviously the waves, the ball waves, or whatever you want to call them, of the actual Big Bang, which are still measurable in the universe today. And here are the actual harmonics. So what he did is he brought the sound up 50 octaves and played it on a flute. And I need to turn my original sound for musicians on. So I have to stop sharing for just 1 second so I can do that. Because you won't be able to hear what I'm going to play on my computer here, or on my phone. So I'm going to pull up my Simoscope, which is that app I think I was telling you I have, and I'm going to play the note. There it is. And see the cymatic shape that it makes? Maybe you can see it. See how it bounces in and out and changes color? It's not really doing a good job of showing it. But notice it's constant motion because the pitch is fluctuating. So that note is an F sharp. I'm trying to make it so you can actually see it. Let me get it closer. There you go. Let me play it one more time so you can see that F sharp. Notice how it's going in and out of different shapes, and how I pointed out last time that it's really hard to determine when the shape actually starts and when it ends, because the sound is constantly it's responding to the different harmonics. And so if you're paying attention to all the harmonics that are, I mean, if you're paying attention to those CymaScope things and they show A440 is one and A432 is another, I'm like, well, at what point did they take the picture at exactly the same point in both 432 and 440 or 444? If they didn't, you're going to see two different looks. And there's times in that picture you saw it morph in and out of nothing to something gorgeous. All right, I'm going to turn the original sound off again because the washer's in the background making stupid noises. And now I'm going to share screen again. Okay, so this takes us back to the harmonics. That was an F sharp, blah, that he played on the flute, but he played it an octave higher than that. I can't sing that much higher. So these are the harmonics that are in the sound that came out of the Big Bang. Very different than a flute. So this is your fundamental, and there's your minor third, and there's your major third, which he goes into in the next one. And then he actually plays what it looks like as it is expanding into our current day and age. The sound from the Big Bang. I love the gong, so I had to leave that there. F sharp is the fundamental frequency of the Big Bang, which I played for you. And he didn't say that. I just held my tuner up to the screen and listened. And I'm like, and I've done it so many times just to make sure that I'm right. And it's actually pretty close to the 440 concert pitch. From the F sharp, the first harmonic heard was the minor third, and out of the minor third morphed into a major third. Now, minor thirds are a small M3, major thirds are a capital M3. And that's how you do it in music theory. And if we did it any other way when I was in class, I got in trouble. Because you have to do it right. You have to follow the pattern. The organ pipes are still measurable in the cosmos. That's how they're able to do this. It's like reverse engineering the Big Bang based on the organ pipes that are still out there. So keep in mind, we're talking minor third and major third. Those are the two intervals, which are not, those aren't the first ones in the harmonic series. It goes octave, perfect fifth, perfect fourth, then it's a minor third, then it's a major third. So I can't explain that, but I'm not going to try yet. That's one of those things that's still sitting on a shelf until I have better understanding. Okay, with that, our next one, we're going to go look at DNA and beyond. So we know that F sharp is the fundamental frequency of the universe. And I'll explain more how that works as we get into the other frequencies of creation, little topics that I point out in the 7 series blog post. So make sure that you check those links out below. Follow me on Instagram, sign up, subscribe to this YouTube channel. You're going to follow me on Facebook if you want, all kinds of cool things. I have a meme that I put out every day has something fun, and I put those on in both Instagram and on the Facebook page. And then if you want to really geek out on all things frequency, then sign up for the mini frequency series on the website. And it takes about a year to go through all of those emails. All kinds of frequency goodness abounds. So next time it's DNA and beyond. And we'll see you in what? This was number 2, so that'll be number 3. See you soon.